So I see you linked two games, so let's try to talk a little bit about which one to maybe look over. Which ones on your OPG is it that you recorded?
The ones I linked to were the two games I lost. So
This one and this, or what?
yeah, that one, those two, yeah.
Yeah. So what can you tell me about these two games?
Um, so I think the bottom game is game one that I linked to you. I think I took a lot of bad fights, and also I didn't really play late game very well because I went
Mm-hmm.
full tank because of their composition. Uh,
Yeah.
it meant I was pretty useless in the late game, and I didn't really know how to play team fights. I
Mm-hmm.
also took a lot of bad fights early game, which is why I have like 9 deaths.
Yeah.
Um,
And this
for
one?
the topmost game, I think our team just got completely stomped, or that's what it felt like. Um, I felt like that game I didn't know where to make impact. Like I couldn't take any good fights. I couldn't find any ganks. I just like didn't make any positive impact on the game.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're Yasuo just into this game, no? Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell because it's a Yasuo and it's a Ramus. So, low elo Yasuos, they always int to Ramuses. So,
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
yeah. It's like really obvious. So I think this is probably the best one because I think this one your team really inted and enemy has like a useless jungle champ that's only good if he gets ahead through ganks, and which he did, so not much reason to watch this game. I think we should watch this one.
Okay.
Because in this game you also have really good jungle matchup for yourself. So
Yep.
um like funnily enough, this is the only jungle matchup that Warwick actually was considered good in competitive play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
People would pick Warwick into Evelynn because you could easily track her always with your spells, and you could
Yeah.
follow her ulti with your Q and stuff. So yeah, there's just like so many things that makes Warwick good into Evelynn.
Nice. Yeah, Evelyn does feel like a easy matchup, or it
Yeah,
feels.
it's
Yeah.
very easy. Yeah, PT is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is super good because you're of course a jungler, so having this and this doesn't do much. This one is okay for early duels, but it's not that needed, especially on Warwick. You're so strong early anyways. You have no
Yep.
shields, so shield bash is useless, so this is good, because you need to have Revitalize on Warwick, so that's why we go Resolve. So
Yep.
everything here is fine. But yeah, for your build, like you were saying, you went full tank, and I think it's bad, and what was your reason? Because your comp or what?
Because they have a lot of physical damage, so I thought I could get value, but I didn't think it was good.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously have value as like getting armor versus physical damage, but it's like how much is actually needed. Like I feel like you having Tabis and this is enough.
Okay.
Like you're tanky, and it's not like buying Hydra means you're squishy. It also makes you tanky, you know.
Yeah.
Like here you have 45 armor, so you need HP.
Yep.
It's not like buying this makes you unkillable.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think getting Titanic Hydra is always good on Warwick because it gives you enough damage to be relevant throughout entire early and mid game, and that's what you need.
Got it.
Warwick should like consider transitioning into a tank, but if you're a tank the entire game, that's pretty bad because your champion is meant to be really strong early. So, yeah, you should for sure look to get damage early.
Okay.
Like I think even the fact that your Tiamat is so delayed is really bad, and that's part of why your CS is really low as well, probably.
Yeah.
Like Warwick is not a tank support jungler, he's a carry. Like Warwick is fucking meant to, and he goes out, ooh, everyone's meant to be scared. You know?
Yeah.
But when I see this build, then one, you can't even farm the jungle, so that usually means you're behind. And I'm not gonna be scared, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, you should for sure value damage more early and then value damage less, because you kind of did the opposite. You went damage late game, nobody cares about Warwick late game. You know,
Yeah.
your damage late compared to your damage early is very, very little. So, do you watch any Warwick players?
I saw your coaching video for Parnelli X on
Yeah.
YouTube. So that's why I asked you for coaching. That's how I found you.
Yeah, I mean, he's for sure the best Warwick in NA. I'm not sure exactly when he goes Tiamat, but he for sure does not get it late game, I hope. He should get it early. We can just check this real quick. He should be on most played Warwicks. Yeah, here he is. Yeah, so like, let's see what he's doing. Yeah, so, you see?
Yeah, I see.
Like, you need this. You have to get this. Otherwise, you can't farm.
Yeah.
You can't run around with this first item and expect to get good farm and levels.
Do you think it's worth like selling like your potion if you are like back on 1100 gold or like you die or something and you like have like 1100?
Yeah, if you need it to buy something, then yes. But yeah, you get what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, Balmy Cinder is not that good.
Yeah. And yeah, also you don't need refillable. You should just get pink ward or one potion.
Okay, pink ward, one potion.
Yeah, because after your first base, you are not needing any potions anymore as Warwick. And you need to make sure that you have Tiamat on your base.
Okay.
Or at least as close to Tiamat as possible. So, let's start with talking a little bit about like jungle pathing and how we should like view the game, early game. So, as a jungler, your job is basically to control the map, make sure the game is going the way it should, and then when it isn't going the way it should, you're able to adapt.
Yeah.
So when I see, for example, champions like Jinx is not particularly strong early.
Yeah.
But I do know she's very strong later. Tryndamere is decently strong early, but he's much better later mid-game. Same thing with Yone. So my champions on my team are not that strong early game.
Yeah.
So my job as a jungler in this game is mainly to allow these guys to get to their spikes. Okay?
Okay.
But now we need to think about, what about enemy team? Renekton, super strong early. He also has Ignite, which makes him even more, better. Nasus, I assume, is top lane. I assume these guys are swapping.
I think it was mid.
Yeah. I mean, that's just weird. But that's just worse for them. They should have this guy go versus Yone, because Renekton shits on it. But whatever. Nasus is not strong early at all. Needs to scale. Tristana is strong all stages. That's why she's meta. Evelynn needs to scale. So, here we're kind of figuring out the win conditions, right? I think if you guys get to mid-game, late game, you guys should be able to win. And I think that Evelynn scales super good, but you should be able to shut her down.
Yep.
So if I'm you this game, I want to make sure my team doesn't int, and I want to make sure I'm shutting down Evelynn. So how do I want to do that? Well, I think my strongest lane is the one that's not against Renekton. Whoever is against Nasus. So if Tryndamere is against Nasus, then Tryndamere is the lane I want to play to. If Yone is against Nasus, Yone is the one I want to play to.
Okay.
Because if I gank the Renekton, unless it's 2v1, obviously, then we win no matter what. But if Evelynn is there, we're going to lose because he has Ignite.
Yeah.
And it's a Renekton. My bot lane has no CC for me at all. Enemy Tristana should look to all in all the time. So you can gank bot thinking that Tristana will all in. But that's about it.
Okay. But it's not guaranteed, because if she doesn't all in, then you have nothing.
Yeah, but you should have push from Brand and Jinx. Like, the way that lanes like this works is that if this is an all-in lane, right? And this is like a poke lane or whatever. The poke lane will usually have push unless the all-in lane has threat to all-in. So if these guys aren't jumping in, well, that usually means you have push. Make sense?
Yep.
Because these guys only lose push if they're scared of getting all in.
So how do I play around the lane that has push, or what do I do with that lane?
Well, if they're pushing, that means you can now enter Evelynn's jungle, means you can get Scuttle Crab, right?
Yep, okay.
It means maybe enemy jungler will gank that lane and you can counter gank, right? It is very awkward to have always pushing lanes if you're playing junglers like Nunu, Rek'Sai, because you really want to gank. But like I said, Warwick is very strong dueler. If I'm Warwick, if my laners don't make the lane gankable, I'm fine with that, because if that means I can fight enemy jungle, then I'm happy. I win every duel. Right?
Yep.
So, I think since Renekton is top, he has Ignite, and he's very strong, I think that you should path down to Jinx and Brand. Because they're going 100% to get all-in by Tristana. And if they don't get all-in, that means they have push. So then I can fight Evelynn.
Oh, I see.
Because by pathing to Renekton, then you're saying, yes, Renekton should all-in, yes, he should fight, and I can gank that. But if Evelynn is also ganking top like she should, then that's a 2v2, and that's very risky. It's still possible that you win just because you're strong, but when I see a lane like this, I'm also assuming that Tryndamere is 50% HP when I get there.
Yeah, he was. He was very low.
Yes, that's my point, right? So you need to try to identify these win conditions, and that's going to be hard at the start, but then once you get used to it, you'll be able to do it faster and more consistent.
Okay, so in this case, Renekton is too strong, so path top to bot, and then look for like invade or like counter gank.
Yes, try to shut down Evelynn, make sure that these guys can't all in your bot lane, because trust me, this will snowball out of control. And yeah, you should have push in mid all the time, so you can always just run through mid and do things like invade her raptors and stuff. Should be very easy this game.
Okay.
Obviously, the lower elo you go, the less likely matchups are actually meant to be played out the way they should. But you should still just assume these things so that you can tell like who's bad. Like if they lose a matchup, they should never lose. They're just fucking bad players, right? So you don't play through that. For settings, you should turn on mana cost so that you can see how much mana your spells cost.
Okay.
It's like an interface, I think. And you should make your HUD a bit smaller.
Yep.
The best would be to have it at 1, but you can have it at like 40, 50, that's fine too. It's just that you will see that sometimes when you're like ganking and stuff, your thing will cover things. You see here, if you have a ward here now and you see enemy, you can't actually see them because you're HUD.
Yep.
So you should just make that a bit smaller. So yeah, what is good though is that when you decided to run top to flip it, you are skipping camps. And that's bad and good. It is good because you have to get to top lane ASAP if you want to gank this lane. Because Renekton will kill Tryndamere really fast. And if you full clear, Evelynn will 100% be there.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. We also see here that Evelynn is starting bot side because enemy bot hasn't shown and Renekton has been in lane all the time. So what this means is that when you show top, Evelynn can't punish you and go here because she will be here.
Yes.
But if you do what you do now, with Evelynn starting here, it is bad. And the reason why it's bad is because, 1, you getting there faster does not mean you avoid Evelynn, because you're avoiding Evelynn anyways, because she started top side. And 2, it is bad because now when you show top, it will be here, and can easily just go take your entire bot side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And now you've created a situation, which was literally my last solo queue game. Let me see when I press tab. Yeah. Look at enemy jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because my Viego just wanted to do a random flip gank. So, yeah, you don't want that to happen. So yeah, this is good, but understand that if everyone starts top, you should probably do Raptors here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you give her too much.
Yeah, I normally do Raptors, but this time I wanted to go and invade on the red because I guess it works in lower elo because they don't expect it.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. That's normal strat for Warwick. It's risky because they will have push.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have to be quick and you have to run to mid to escape.
Okay.
One thing as well, just small thing, is that if you are going to do blue and Gromp, you should ideally just do Gromp and then blue.
Oh, why is that?
Because you want to respawn your Gromp before your blue.
Yeah.
The issue here is that because you come from here, you don't have access to actually hit the Grump. So what you're doing here is fine. But in a world where, let's say you did Wolves, and you walk here, you should do Grump and then Blue.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And
But
then
here,
Grump,
what you do here is correct, because otherwise you'd be spending 10 seconds walking here. So. Does that make sense?
yeah. So Grump will respawn faster and then Blue respawn later.
Yes, because you want these camps to get leveled, so you can get the leveled camps as soon as possible.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And another thing is that if you are gonna smite the Grump anyways, then it is better that you just kite the Blue to the Grump, and you smite the Grump so it comes to you, and you just take them both at the same time.
Okay.
Like, you auto this one with red buff, and you auto this one with red buff, then you auto this one with red buff, then this one with red buff, then this one with red buff. That way you spread it more equally and you do it faster.
Okay.
Obviously you're gonna drop HP, but you're gonna heal from the Grump anyways, and you're gonna heal through traveling, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It only matters if you think you're gonna get invaded, which will never happen here. So we see Renekton will have push, which is normal. So if you are gonna invade red, you just have to make sure you escape to mid.
Yep.
And you should ping it as soon as possible. Like, as soon as possible that you realize that you're gonna invade Evelynn, you have to ping it. Because then you let Yone know that he needs a push and stuff.
Oh, I see.
Renekton hasn't warded top. This is another thing to learn. When you see that enemy laners have a slow push like this, right?
Yep.
What they should always do while slow pushing is drop a ward. And if they don't do that, then what they should do is when they crash the wave, it's also ward. So
Yes.
the way you can see this is you just look at the minimap. You can also look at him while he's laning. And if you see here, he's never going missing. He's never warded.
I see.
So the fact you don't gank top here, I think is really troll.
Oh,
Because
I see.
he's just trolling. He even dashed on the minimap here, if you look. Watch now, watch minimap. I'm pretty sure he just dashed. Look. See that? See? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, so here he has no dash, no wards, complete psychopath.
Got it.
He's just trolling. Like, hard trolling right now. No ward, no escape.
So top is free.
Yeah, here it's like really free.
Okay.
But you did the second best at least. Like, you went here instead of going to your wolves. Which is still fine.
Yeah.
I would buffer Q. It's like, when they're this low, it's so obvious they have to flash.
Yep.
So you should just hold Q on her.
Yeah, I
She
messed up
has
my...
to flash here. If she does
Yeah.
not flash, you taunt her. So
Yeah.
there's no point to waste your flash.
Yeah, bad mechanics here.
Oh, you could have clutched the smite. So now we just need to pay attention to their laners. Their laners are not coming, so now you should take a lot of things. So, if you're Evelynn, what do you do now?
Go bot side. Because the Grump is coming up and Scuttle, you can get this Scuttle if I take top Scuttle, probably.
Right. I agree. She should 100% go bot side. So, what should you do?
Maybe take Krugs or the Scuttle, depending. Krugs is like a bit longer, but Scuttle is safest.
Yeah, which skill?
I went for top side in this game, but maybe I should go for bot side. Maybe
You should
that's better.
100% go bot side.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
what I think, you should not smite this, because you only have one smite charge. You should just take this, and then run straight bot cab, and then now you have smite for it. If they, like their bot lane moves or something, you can just smite it away.
Yes.
But you should not accept that she gets back into the game. Like I said, your job this game, let your laners scale. They don't need to snowball. Your laners scale. All three of them scale. So you just need to make sure they don't int. And then, second job is make sure Evelynn is not a champ. Evelynn is their only AP champion. And you have done a really good job here at shutting her down.
Okay.
And like I said in loading screen, you're gonna have mid push this game. Having mid push now is so OP, because you can just run like this, and they don't even see you.
Oh.
So Evelyn's just gonna run from base, run straight down here. Oh shit, Crab is gone. She's gonna be very sad. And now you can gank bot lane if you think it's good. And if you don't think it's good, that's completely fine. You can just run through mid again, take this, you can gank this. You know, you can take her topside jungle, you can do a lot. You can take Raptors and then go top. You can do so much.
Okay.
But you
Those
need to deny Evelyn.
Okay. Yep.
Plus Renekton warded top here, like right now. Like around now. He went missing, I saw it. Like he starts to go now. In a second now. There we go. There he's most likely warding, see? He's like hovering. But yeah. It's just, you need to deny Evelyn. Because trust me, if you run now in fog here, you see that minion? Let me go back and pause. What I like though is you look a lot on the lanes, which is like very surprising for like lower tier players. So this is super good that you're already doing this habit. But yeah, when you look mid here. See that?
Yep.
Enemy has vision to here right now. So if you just run here, Evelyn has zero clue what's going on.
Oh, I see.
She cannot take this because she should assume you're taking them. She will go here. She'll realize it's gone. You take this from her, this from her, this from her. Can always gank top while you're doing this. That's up to you. That's your judgment. Then whenever you have Tiamat, you just base and you are fucking level 5 and she's stuck level 3.
Yep.
And then the game is so insanely good for you.
Got it.
But now you kinda let her die for free, honestly. Because now she can just take this, clear back up, and she's happy. Would be nice to have smite, no?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we shouldn't smite uncontested things unless we have 2 out of 2 smites or we're in a hurry. You were not in a hurry, so you should just keep it because you don't know what can happen in the future.
Yep.
You should obviously stop hitting the crab since you don't have smite. But yeah, I'm very happy that he ended up stealing this. And then we die. And this is why we have to Renekton. Because your champions on your team are so useless early.
Yep.
Tryndamere is so worthless unless he has his passive stacked up. Tryndamere will never have his passive stacked up in a river fight like this. That's why I mean this game was so simple for you. You had fucking checkmate on Evelyn. They never killed your top laner. Everyone was doing fine. Your Yone was scaling, Jinx is scaling. So, you just had to farm and track the Evelyn and gank if there was a chance. Instead, you force a river fight like this. It's really bad. You don't need to do that in this game.
Yes. Yep.
Because you can see Tryndamere can't do anything. Worthless. Completely useless.
Yeah.
Renekton will fucking 1v3 you guys.
Yeah.
So now the game is hard, because now Evelyn is actually full clearing all the time. She's actually ahead of you. She's level 4 now. Well, she should be level 4, but she didn't take a camp. But she's gonna get level 4 now any second. So, now the game is actually hard, because now you can't actually do that much but farm. And the difference is that now you're farming here, away from your team. Instead, if you did what I said, you would be always farming in their jungle, always ready to gank if something happened.
I see.
Right? If you saw Renekton E onto the Tryndamere, easy gank. If Nasus decided to contest a minion, easy gank. Now you don't have a say on the game. And that feels really bad as a jungler because you need to have options. Right? That's the whole point of playing jungle. You want to have a lot of options and a lot of plays that you can make. Yeah. Now you're kind of like, well, I can't go anywhere. Evelyn is just farming her jungle. So yeah. Those like small mistakes really snowballed out of control.
Yeah. Yeah, I underestimated how strong Renekton is early game. So, normally I like to take Scuttle fights because I usually win, but I didn't know Renekton is like so strong.
Yeah.
But Ignite as well, so I'm pretty dead.
I mean, Warwick is for sure really strong, but Renekton with Ignite is very scary.
Yeah.
But it's just that when you shut down Evelynn like that, you shouldn't feel forced to take that river fight, because you should just view it like, okay, this is their only chance. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
So let's just take bot scuttle and then run up to top, and then GG well played. So, yeah, going mid here is your only play, I think. I think Tryndamere is too low,
Yeah.
and you have no damage. Like, I think you're just trolling. Like, Renekton has ulti, Tryndamere is 10 HP, he has no stacks on passive, you're just inting here.
Yeah, I'm inting.
He should fight you, by the way. Like, Renekton should just fight you here.
Yeah, he has 6. He has
He
1
will
week
kill you
here.
100%.
Yeah.
He kills you every single time here. So, yeah, I mean, he should just dash in and fight you guys 1v2. So, like here, you're in an awkward situation because you've cleared all your camps, and Evelynn should have done all her camps now too. So you have nothing to do in terms of jungle camps. We can't gank top because Renekton is too strong. So here you should recall, or go Drake, or go mid. Those are your options.
I see.
So the way that we choose this is, so why is Drake good here? Well, I don't usually like early Drakes, because if I have the choice to get 2 or 3 camps, or to do a Drake, I would usually do this. But since I literally have nothing to do here, I might as well waste my 30 seconds and do Drake. Make sense?
Yep.
My bot lane just based here. So the question when that happens is, did my bot lane base first, and now these guys are going to push and base? Or did my bot lane base last, and now these guys came from base? Since these guys are here already, it looks like they are basing last, but you can easily check this by pressing tab. You just look at items.
Yep.
Because if these guys are basing, this is a free dragon. Make sense?
Yep.
So then you just run like this, and then you'll see, maybe I can even gank mid. But doing top is bad. Because then you should just recall for boots and cloth armor or something.
Yep, you're right.
Because you're just wasting time now. You could be in base right now with boots and run back on the map.
I see. Yeah,
You could be around mid or gank bot lane here. Would be more useful. Because you should be happy that Tryndamere isn't inting. Like, I would expect Tryndamere to die like 3 times in lane.
Oh, I see.
But he's actually playing good. So, you're wasting so much time. And now Evelynn should be like level 6.
Yeah, and I'm pretty behind on farm this game. Or
I mean, you're behind of what you should be, but you're not behind her because she's really bad.
yeah,
But yeah, at this point you should be like 50 CS.
yeah,
While being able to gank more. And that's the thing, like, a lot of people when I try to like explain this, they think like, should I just AFK farm? No, it's not about that. It's about AFK farming while having options. That's why counter jungling is so good, because when you're here farming, you're literally right next to enemy mid. When you're here farming Krugs, you're literally right next to enemy top. So you can easily gank. Going bot here looks really free. There's always a chance, obviously, that Evelynn is here, but you should be able to spot her. Yeah. Going through river is good. Shen should be dead. Yeah. Good. You kept your R2, which is really good. So here's like one of those awkward dragon situations. Like you have all your camps up like this. So it's like, it feels natural, right, to do Drake because you killed Shen.
yeah.
Issue is just you basically give Evelynn your entire top side and everything.
Oh, I see. So is it bad to do Drake? Should I just run top instead, do camps?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
Because it's like, me getting this Drake, what does it actually do? You know? Like, it gives me a little bit of ult CD. But in the end, what you're playing for is the soul, right?
Yeah.
You're not actually playing for the first Drake. That's why I think that the first Drake call is not that bad, because you would be getting the Drake at around like 6 minutes and 10 seconds or something. You'd be getting the Drake, maybe 6:20. But instead you do the Drake like 2 minutes later. It's hard to get like Soul when you get first Drake at like 8:30. Because the game starts dragging on along, and we could assume that maybe they get a Drake too, right?
Yeah.
So usually you end up getting Soul now at like 32 plus minutes. So, yeah. I just, in my opinion, you carry games a lot more when you get golden EXP.
Yeah.
Not because of 1 or 2 or 3 Drakes. Obviously, if you end up getting Soul, that's great, but that doesn't happen often.
Yeah, if I had done Drake earlier, my topside camps would be respawning instead of...
That's why it was like the best time.
Yeah.
Because we had fuck all to do. Because now it's like a trade-off. If you get Drake, then you don't get camps. And even if you do get camps after, you are irrelevant for the game then. Like, here you have R up and stuff, right? So, locking yourself to the Drake feels really awkward, because it's like, well, I'm a champion now, I kind of want to gank, I kind of want to look for a fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, they contest because they're bad, so like that's pretty good. Yeah, you also pop your potion while doing Drake, which is really good. You should just pop another potion now, because yours is expiring. Because you never know how maybe you'll live with like 50 HP, right?
Yeah, I would have lived if I popped the potion, I think.
You would live a little bit longer at least. You would actually live, because you would live and then you get Triumph.
So yeah, and then... Yeah.
But now this Drake becomes even less relevant, because now it's like 10 minutes. Like, see, like she's doing Drake here, so her entire topside is up. So after Grump, you should just look for her topside.
I see. Is it worth skipping Grump to run straight to the
No, because
topside?
she's still on Drake. There's no point. You should just run there now. Like, I would take her topside first and then look for Herald.
Oh, I see. Because she's running from base, so she won't get there in time.
I mean, she just stopped Drake. But it's just like, if she contests this, I'm killing her. So like, this is not hers. She can't take this. So that's why I don't see the point of taking it right now, when she can't take it. You know what I mean?
I see.
If this is like a more contested objective, like let's say this is your only chance to get it, then it's fine. But it's not. Evelyn will never go and solo it, and if she does, you will see it.
I see. So I should be at her Raptors and Red right now.
Yeah, I mean, you should be finished with them now, and if she goes, you just kill her. If not, you go Herald after.
Okay. So
again, imagine...
imagine
you're doing Herald, and she ganks mid. How shit does it feel to leave the 50% HP Herald to help mid?
Oh, yeah, it takes a long time.
Yeah. So, but while I'm doing Raptors, I can easily finish Raptors and go mid. So that's the thing again, like, you're just like, you're basically AFK when you do this. So, you decided at 10:05 that you're gonna AFK till 10:40, basically. When in that time, you could have finished her topside and then done this. But now you could kill Evelyn if she went here. You could kill Renekton now if you see an opportunity. You could kill here. And in the end, you could take the Herald anyways.
Yep.
Because getting Herald...
Sorry, go ahead.
Getting Herald at 10:40 compared to like 11:30 or something, there's no difference. As long as you're able to get plates, it's good. So, what were you saying?
Sorry, I was asking, like, what should you look for when you want to do the Herald? Like, should you, like, make sure, like, if all your camps are down and her camps are down, and then you do the Herald? Like, is it, like...
So it's similar to the Dragon thing. It's just, you are spending time doing something, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, could that time be spent doing something else? So it goes up in value when she could take the Herald. Like, let's say she has a winning top side, and she is a jungler that you can't fight.
I see.
Then, yeah, now would be your only time to do Herald in this game. So taking it away from her is good. She should never get Herald in this game, because she needs Renekton to stand there and leash it for her. But how does she enter Herald if you are in her jungle here?
Oh, yeah.
So I would rather just take stuff here away from her and then go to Herald.
Yeah, it's higher priority. Yeah,
yes. Because while I'm doing those camps, I can also gank places as well. So now the question is always, where do I spawn the Herald? So getting first turret is usually good. Mid turret is the turret of like highest value in like 99% of games. So, but yeah, in this game so far, it looks like bot lane will be the easiest place to go. What is a bit awkward though is if you end up popping Herald for like 1 or 2 plates only. Because sometimes you can get like free or even full turret. So you look for bot lane first turret, and so it's good in terms of gold value, but it can be very awkward for the game here. And the reason why I say that is, imagine you're Jinx and Brand. If you take this turret, how is the map actually going to be played out like? So, if you remove this turret, now their waves are going to usually be here, right? Do you want your bot lane to stand here playing the game?
Oh, yeah, no.
It's a bit hard, right?
No, they're like a pushing lane. The other people can all in them.
Yeah, and Evelynn can easily flank.
Yeah.
So usually what happens is when you take bot turret, what happens in like human games is that bot lane now goes top and top goes bot. Issue is they are fed as fuck Renekton. And it's like silver, so they won't even swap.
I see.
So, since it's so low, I basically view this turret as dead. So I look at the timer. If the timer is now 13:30, yeah, I'll pop Herald because otherwise we're not getting plates. But right now it's 11:40 and turret is so low, we can take this in 2 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
So, I think ganking Evelynn is good, but popping Herald after is troll.
I see.
So what you're doing now is good. This is fine. We should be able to kill her. You see how broken your champ is with Evelynn?
Yeah, there's nothing she can do.
Yeah. Oh, that was well played by them. Ooh, okay. Ah. Okay. It was really close.
Pretty close, yeah.
If you had like actual useful items, then it'd be fine. Like if you had some more damage, you'd heal more and stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, let's say you kill this guy now and you live. Spawning Herald is pretty bad. Because you can have your bot lane another minute and a half now safely without having to run up fast. Because this turret prevents your bot lane from minting basically.
I see. So when you have a pushing lane against an all-in lane, you don't want to take the turret.
I mean, in general, you don't want to take the turret too early in the game.
I see.
Because if you have the option to take the turret super early in the game, probably means you're winning anyways. So there's no point to now have to overextend.
I see.
Like, you're basically bombing the game by removing this. Because you're making everyone run around and spread around. You don't want that yet. Right? We don't want to run around yet an ARAM. Like, I don't want my bot lane now to just leave their bot lane and start laning mid.
Oh. So when do you take a turret earlier versus late? Do you never take the turret earlier? Do you always want to go for a later turret? Or is there any situation where you want to take it earlier?
I mean, in very high level games, taking bot turret here is really fine. Because you just swap and put 2 people here and then you're hovering them. So now Renekton's 3v1. It's just impossible to make that happen below like at least Diamond, I'd say.
I see. So below Diamond, always take the turret later. Okay.
Yeah. Like, just take it, like, 13:30, something like this, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, sometimes you'll be at the point where you're at, like, 12:30, and you have to go top because your camps are spawning, so you can't just sit around bot side wasting time. Then, yeah, just spawn the Herald and leave. But if it's possible, try to delay it.
Yeah.
But don't delay it till after plates, because obviously we want the plates. So we run bot side here. At this point, our ulti has very low cooldown. But I think the reason why you're doing it is to spawn Herald, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I should I should save it. Maybe for like mid. You said mid turret is best in 90% of games.
Yeah, but you can't get turret here.
Oh, I
And
see.
they have push. So I think this is understandable.
I see.
Plus, I think Renekton is gonna get first turret top as well if you don't do this. So securing first turret is good. One thing to do, so obviously in this game, they don't have TPs, but usually they will have teleports from mid lane or from top lane. When you decide to play aggressive in a lane like this, after spawning the Herald, if you can sweep and check the bushes behind you, that would be good. So like here, like sweep and then walk around behind you to just see if there's like wards.
I see. Otherwise they can TB behind us. And
Yes, because here if they TP with Renekton and stuff, it's disaster. So this is pretty good. Tons of gold. Evelynn is coming from river, so you have to be very, very careful. You're a little bit crazy, but it's fine.
Low elo.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to realize that you're doing this while knowing Evelynn is coming.
Okay.
So, like, it's fine if you think you can outplay it. It's just you don't want to be here and then dive and then be like, fuck, Evelynn's here, what the fuck? Because you saw her.
Yeah.
This is super good, taking her Gromp. It's very, very good. I think you should sweep and camp. There's no point to help your team to Drake here.
Oh, I see.
Because they got it themselves. Like, if you're Evelynn, you'd want this Gromp. So you should just sweep, and then if it's a ward, then you take the ward and you leave. If there's no ward, you just sit there and you kill her.
Oh.
Just make sure that you try and kill her in the next 10 seconds, because if you stay for longer, Tristana and the people you killed will be back here.
Yeah.
Because 100% Evelynn will go for Gromp.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't do anything on Dragon. Like, I didn't do any damage.
Yeah, so now you just went back, so now she will spot you. See, now you can't walk up to the bush because she would see you.
Yeah.
But if you were here the entire time, you would kill her. So
Yeah.
just don't overcommit on things. You don't want 3 people doing the same thing. Right? This isn't jungle based, it's just League in general. It's usually bad to, like, all do the same thing. But it's also bad to do, like, 5 different plays at the same time. That's also bad. So you have to find, like, a fine balance. It's fine to look for Evelynn here, because there's no way they fuck up this, because everyone else is dead. And there's no way you fuck up this play, and there's no way you need your team, because you beat her 1v1 and nobody can come.
Yeah.
So here it's fine to do, like, 2 different plays.
Okay.
Now you're starting to troll a bit, because here, this is what I meant with the 10 seconds thing. You have 10 seconds to kill her, otherwise Shen and stuff is here. And as you can see, Shen and stuff is here. So if you're all in Evelynn now, you're just flipping a coin, which is bad.
Yeah. I do this a lot in my games, where I do plays too late and don't pay attention to the respawn time.
Yeah. That's very easy to fix. You just realize here that when you kill her, like, you kill them here, you just remember that, okay, I killed them. Just look at their respawn timers. Okay, so Shen is up in 20, so if he has ult, he can be here in 20, but normal champions would be there in, like, 35, 40. So now I have, like, 35, 40 seconds till Tristana Shen is here. So I can do whatever I want now, as long as their mid laner shows in mid.
Yeah.
So with the Gromp, that's fine. Then we should just sweep. And then now you see Nasus, so now you should just sweep and go for the pick.
Yep.
Because this was very useless. And then you would snowball nicely, because right now you'd out her, bite her head off, and then GG.
Yep.
Then you could take her wolves afterwards as well.
Yeah, she greeds for the wolves, so it would have been free.
Yeah. Now it's very risky though. See, here's Tristana, here's Shen, so. You should assume that Evelynn might be behind Shen here. If I'm Evelynn, I would be with Shen. So I was a bit greedy puffing, because if you puff like this, we know Tristana is around here. We know that Evelynn should be around here. So if you go here now and Shen taunts you into Evelynn charm, you're just 100 to 0'd.
Oh, I see. I should hug the other one.
Yeah, like you should go on this side. And you should play more careful.
Okay.
I think in situation like this, I mean, I don't play Warwick, but I think in situation like this, it would make sense to, like, E and then R, because you're diving. So being tanky
Yeah.
would be good, no?
No, ER is better. You're right.
Yeah. Top is danger. You should not run into the Renekton. This is just how League works usually. Like, in 90% of games, this is how League works, because usually they have one guy that's strong. You need to just understand, why am I allowed to be here? Because this is their weak side. This is the strong, like, this is where they're weak and you're strong.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be allowed, usually, you shouldn't be allowed to run through this river, and then also be allowed to run like this.
Yeah.
So you should like always like double, triple check everything going on when you decide to run upwards when you came from bot side. And
Got it.
same thing, if you came from top side, you should think the same running into bot side.
Okay.
Because here you're literally face checking Renekton. You know Renekton is moving, is being pinged, but you also knew 20 seconds ago that Renekton is pushing his lane. Look. See?
Yeah.
So after you make this pick, what you should do is just farm. It feels really bad to farm as a jungler in mid game usually, because you're afraid of your teammates inting, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, here you've used your ulti, so you are way less of a champion than what you should be, correct?
Yeah. It feels much better to farm when my ult is down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Nasus is dead, and your teammates are low. So your teammates should also be fine with backing off. Right?
Yeah.
So we should just ping them away and go farm, because here, if your teammates die, then it only gives enemy gold. Usually kills in League is meant to give gold and EXP, which these kills will, but it is also meant to give tempo on the map. It is also meant to give objectives, jungle camps, right? Valuable vision. Right now, it's not going to give any objectives. Herald is gone, Drake is gone. It's not going to give any jungle camps, because that's what I'm asking you to do, is to take jungle camps. Vision doesn't matter here, because we are all basing anyways. Because 10
I see.
HP. The tempo might matter, because your teammates are going to be dead, and then enemies going to be on the map, and yours is not. But it's not going to matter that much, because Nasus is also dead.
Yeah.
So even though, yes, obviously there is a risk leaving your teammates here, but come on, how bad are they if they go and kill themselves here?
Yeah.
And if they do die with this HP, you probably couldn't save them anyways. So we should just get used to finishing the play. You ult, you gotta kill. Okay, the play is finished. You see your minions are dying too, so you can't take the turret. Right, so fucking go farm, ping everyone away. Because this is your farm timer. Because now your teammates cannot die.
Okay.
So you see how Jinx is like staying? She's not basing. Like, you need to babysit these guys. You need to ping them. You don't want to spam ping, but just ping like once or twice.
Okay.
Oh my god, can you please stop? Can you please just ignore this guy? Like, I don't care if you win or you lose. You should just, for habit's sake, just to learn, just avoid fighting their strong side.
Okay.
Especially when you're winning. You have no reason to fight this guy. He's their only chance of coming back. Right now they have Shen ulti. What stops this guy from just getting Shen ulted and killing you guys?
That's what he.
Like,
Yeah,
what's
that's
it-
what happened.
Yes, see? Right, like it's obvious. I played so many League games, it's just how the game works.
Yeah.
There's no reason to shut this Renekton down. Because you're winning. Look. Your teammates are basing here. So, ideally, you base as well now. But, so, advantage of basing now is we're on the map at the same time as our teammates. You can't
Okay.
really do much, because no R. And your items right now don't do much. And there is no objectives to fight over. So there is no immediate value of basing right now.
Okay.
So farming your camps and then recalling is not bad. It's okay.
I see.
But you should not fucking want to fight. Why would you want to fight? You have two people in base, Yon is in mid, they have Shen ult, and this is their Fed member. You should just farm this, recall, get on the map here, farm this while looking for ulti opportunities, and play with your strong people.
Yeah.
Right? Renekton has Ignite. There's a reason why nobody in high elo plays with Ignite. Because you cannot join any place.
Yep.
This Renekton is isolated from the game because he has Ignite. But you are choosing to bring the fight to him. If you just fight away from him, he can't join anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you think you can win. Even if this is 70% of the chance that you're gonna kill him, it's bad to go for because you're winning anyways. So why give them a 30% chance to come back?
Yeah.
But this is like 95% chance you lose, by the way. Like, you're not winning this ever. But I'm just saying that even if you think that you're gonna win, for habit's sake, you should just learn to avoid their strong side. No matter how much this guy is crying. If it's 0-10 crying, you're not going to kill this Renekton.
Okay.
So if he's gonna end up going AFK, he might as well. You're not gonna win the game through killing this guy.
Yep.
If the game is fucked and you're losing, well then yeah, sure, you flip it, right? You flip to try to get back. But here you're winning, so.
So always play the strong side of the map.
Yeah. Unless you get to the point where you're skilled enough to be able to realize everything that you'll be able to win. But that takes time, so you shouldn't even bother trying right now, even if you think that you win. Because just like complete coin flip. Because, so here, it worked out, right? And the thing is, what changed? We were still winning. We were winning before this, and now we're winning anyways. And Renekton is still ahead of Tryndamere, so nothing changed. So it's just risky.
Yeah. Plus, I almost died, so...
I mean, Renekton is playing like shit the entire game, so he should have, again, killed you guys. But he's probably building wrong and farming like shit. Like, he should be a complete monster this game, after what he did early game. Here I have another example why playing Evelynn into Warwick feels like shit. You have like map hack. I don't know why you chose this pathing. It's obvious she wants to go for Jinx, no?
Yeah, I should go around, but yeah. But the mid lane's coming as well, so actually, I maybe I shouldn't have even gone for her.
No, you should, because if she goes crazy for Jinx, you can fight.
Oh,
it's just like, you should go to cover Jinx, not to kill Evelynn.
Oh, I see.
It's just to be there so that if she goes on Jinx here, you kill her. But
Yeah,
now
so
she
I just
didn't kill Jinx, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But now we're really trolling because we're running around with so much gold.
Yeah.
So we really want to avoid the amount of time. So you end up recalling, which is good, but I think we could have recalled earlier. So here taking Crab is good, but right after Crab, I think you should base.
Yeah.
So I understand why you stay, because you try to chase Evelynn, which I think is understandable. I think you should just W earlier. I don't know why you think she's gonna go there.
Yeah, that was...
So thing about Evelynn is that she can only phase check you if she has ult, and even then it's risky. So what I mean is that here your logic might be she maybe wants to go Crab, right?
Yeah.
But if you walk here, even if she sees you, what is she going to do? She has no ulti, so she's just dead anyways, right?
Yeah.
So I think your call here is good. It's just you should chase her. You shouldn't try to cheese. Just pop your W and run at her.
Yeah, because she's slower as well.
She's slower, she has no R, so she has nowhere to go. Because then she wouldn't cross this much distance. Make sense?
Yep.
Oh my god, this is really troll. How much gold do you need for item?
You mean like Titanic or the next
I don't know what you're buying, so let's see.
I go for Thornmail here.
Because staying now all depends how much gold you need. So I think this is fine. You only need 200. So staying for another camp is good. It's just, you need to understand right now you're really flipping the game. Because when you're in base, you're not going to be able to help your team. And all your teammates are on the map. And you have ulti, so you really want to fight. So ideally you recall right now. But I would also do one camp, because I need it for 4-mail. So it's really good that you check that. But ideally you should be checking this and thinking about it while you're running around like this and stuff.
I see.
Because you shouldn't start to recall and then be like, oh yeah, shit, I need another camp. Because you need every second.
Yep.
So hopefully you recall right now. Nope, you don't, so that's even more troll. Like, here. You should look at mid lane while you're doing this. So now you start to go, that's good. But as soon as they back off, you need to recall. You can't keep staying.
Okay.
So here, right now, I think leaving Yone behind and going is a bit int.
Yeah.
We're just chasing around with 2.7k gold, and Yone isn't even a part of this, you know?
Yeah.
So I just think it's like too forced when we're winning. Because it's like hard to see it maybe because we aren't getting punished, right? Like this looks like it just worked, right? So then we can always say, oh yeah, it was good. But you will have games here where you lose.
Yeah. I could have had my next item by this point.
Yeah, I think hovering mid is good. Hovering mid is good because it's important that our team don't die.
Yeah.
But then I think now we should look for this, and that's fine. And then now just like base.
Okay.
Because then if enemy team fights us, you can always just cancel your recall and just go. Because it's really random that Shen walked up here. Like, the goal here was to catch Evelyn, no?
Yeah, this is because of Shen's mistake, not because he could
Yes.
play.
So my problem is that if Shen doesn't show here, you're just gonna keep running around and staying. And then you don't actually get your recall.
Yeah, which is really bad.
Yes.
2600 gold.
So, just once you realize Evelyn is like looking for a pick here is fine. Evelyn's clearly out of position. But then, now you should just press B.
Yeah.
Because you need to be here when your team is farming the wave. Because when they're farming the wave, it's very likely they get caught.
Yep, yep.
Hopefully you recall after. No, we don't. Hopefully you recall now. Yeah, good. At least, that's good. So you see here, your teammates are being like super terrorists. And that's not your job to cover. If they want to troll the game, then they can go and troll the game. It is better that they are trolling than you're also trolling.
Okay.
The only time you troll with them is when they're doing a game-losing thing where if they fuck up, the game's over anyways. Like, let's say they're doing a stupid Baron. You should just commit with them because if the enemy gets Baron and your team dies, you're losing anyways.
Okay.
But now, since you are alive, you and Yone and Brand can contest Herald. You guys can actually fight. So, yeah, it would be disaster if you went and died with them.
Okay. I do that later in the game. You'll see.
Well, at least the later the game goes, the better it is that you do it at least.
Okay.
Because you're more likely to lose when your teammates die, the later you go. So at this stage, we're thinking about team fights, obviously. We need to think, like, do we want to dive in? Do we want to kite? Do I want to just zone? You should also be aware of, like, summoners or stopwatches, like these kind of things. Like, does Evelyn have a stopwatch? That's pretty important because, sure, it's a bit hard to react to, but you don't really want to R and then she stopwatches, right? Like, that's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
So this guy's just inting, so we go kill him. Nice. Good. Nice and clean. Here you were about to go crazy and then you realized, so that's good. You're a bit disciplined and that's good. Like, you quickly realize when something is too crazy and you back off.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to be able to do.
Okay.
So I think now, in terms of closing the game out, I think these turrets has to be taken so that we can pressure here and here. Enemy team is super weak, so you guys should just push lanes and keep staying in Fog of War. And whoever of them face checks, you guys will just kill.
Yep.
It's important that when you're ahead like this, you don't feel forced to end the game. You can end it slowly. Like, you can just push lane, go into Fog of War, sweep their jungle, take their jungle camps. And if they don't try to take their jungle camps, this guy's going to be level 11 and you're going to be 14.
Okay.
And then eventually you're just gonna be able to fucking do Baron, so. Right now running top is good. Just you have to be careful that your team don't die on mid wave here. That's one thing to keep in mind. Or Tryndamere, like getting picks in mid game is very much about waves. Either Tryndamere dies because he tried to push this, or your mid dies here because they tried to push this.
Yep.
So doing blue is fine, but just be aware of what's happening, which you're doing, so it's good. Evelynn should be here because she's not showing on mid, so you back off. That's good. I'm assuming Evelynn is behind him because he's walking up like this. Either that or it's crazy. That's always was hard to tell in silver games. Like here, for example, I think going blue is bad. And the reason for that is Tryndamere is pushing and about to walk here. Yone is pushing and this is spawning. We are stronger than enemy, so we should look for fight.
Okay.
You have ulti. So by doing blue, you're letting them do their red. You should view buff respawns as kind of like a dragon. It's like a mini dragon. Enemy team is 100% going here right now. So shouldn't we try to look for fights? Like
so
here,
I hope we go red.
yeah, we should go for the red. Like here, enemy team can engage on you mid and you can't do anything because you're farming.
Yeah.
And they're also getting their jungle for free. So it's hard to close out this game because your teammates are pushing and trying to close it out, but their jungler is farming.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that the farming part was fine to do right here, because here we're all setting up the map. See, Jinx is in base. So right now going for fights is a bit crazy.
Yeah.
So if you really want to farm, you can do it now.
Okay.
But then this guy does this, so you go top, which I agree with. You should cover him. Then you do crab, which I agree with. This is good. But now we can't go back to farming. You can farm their jungle. Right? Their jungle is your jungle when you're this ahead.
Okay.
You guys should just go there with Brand, ward it up. Try to look to snowball the game. Because,
Yeah.
see? Tryndamere is pushing and enemies are collapsing on him. How are they allowed to do this when they're like 10k gold behind?
Yeah, you're right.
The only reason why they're allowed to do this is because you're not standing in Tribush covering him. Brand is not warding. Brand obviously can't solo ward because it's a Brand. So he needs you to guide him in their jungle.
Yep.
But it's impossible for you guys to end the game without taking these turrets and inhibitors or Baron. But to take this, we need vision, we need control.
Yeah. That makes sense. So I should go with the whole team into the red buff, and then we can win the fight.
Yeah, you just cover the people that are pushing. So, like in this case, you take the crab, you run to your Brand and stuff, you start pinging to invade, and you look at how your teammates are responding. If Brand is like running to bot lane or something while you're invading, then obviously you leave. But if they're following your call and stuff, then yeah, you just try to secure the red and you play the fight, because you guys should really easily win it.
Yep, okay.
Because now we're letting enemy get back into the game. They're allowed to make picks. Now the game is hard.
Yeah, and this is where I end.
Yeah, here you should just let him die for sure. But
Yeah.
see, now this is what I mean. Now the game is hard. Enemy team should not be allowed to do this. So, when we look at the replay, we can go the easy way and we can say, what the fuck, Tryndamere is inting, why is he here? And that would be the case here. Like here, if he ints now, he's just trolling. Because your Jinx isn't even on the map.
Yep.
But now, Tryndamere is doing the right thing. Because you guys should be pressuring now. We need Tryndamere to push. But you should be like right next to him or with your teammates over here. Then it's hard for enemy team to play. It's so hard for them.
Yeah, this camp is bad.
Yep. It is so useless. Because now, like, at this point of the game, like I said, you want to farm when the fight is, like, finished or when we're just waiting for people, waiting for cooldowns. That's fine. That's why I think, like, the farming that you did over here is not, like, that bad. Right? Like, right after we killed the people in mid here, Now farming is perfect. My teammates are low, they're gonna base. I have no ulti, so I'm pretty useless.
Yeah.
Perfect farm timer in mid game, late game. Because nothing can happen. If my teammates die now, they're just bad.
Yeah.
But Tryndamere is trying to do the right thing here. Right? He's just trying to actually end this fucking game. And that is the correct call. We need to try to end the game. Because we are ahead.
Yeah.
If you don't, enemy will make picks and come back. But yeah, then when everything goes to shit, you should not intuit them. You should just let them in and then see what you can do. Maybe you can invade their bot side, maybe you can steal Nashor, maybe you can clean up with Jinx later, who knows. But you should not just run in and int, obviously.
Yeah.
You have a pink. Ideally, I like 2 pinks versus things like Evelynn and Twitch. Just so you can use 1 for vision and then 1 for the fight.
Yeah.
React is top. Nice, good CC lock. That's really playable for Evelynn.
Yeah. Pretty hard.
He should be dead to your fair here. But here comes Renekton. Yeah. Fucking Renekton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sucks. I think you played this fight fine. He's just Renekton. He's just strong. It's hard to beat Renekton as melee champs. But he shouldn't be this strong, and the game shouldn't be like this.
Yeah.
So there's not much to like say like after that point, you know? Like these next points, like you're just a tank. So there isn't much to talk about. We should just spend the time talking about like what the fuck went wrong, right? So we go bot, we died, sucks, happens. Then you do the right thing, you spawn Herald bot to get first turret and plates. This is good. And then you even went for a Gromp, which is super good. A lot of people wouldn't. And this is really good. Then you should, after, realize that Evelynn wants a face check and there's no risk. So you should, when they are pinging for help, you should look at Drake and realize, why are they asking for help? And then you should see it's 2k, so there's no point to help. So just try to cheese her. Then you could snowball that way. And then whatever, we get a pick. Now just go farm. And then we should recall. We should not fucking try to fight this guy.
Yeah.
It is too fucking risky. I don't know why he's comboing the Tryndamere who has ulti. If he comboed you, you die.
Yeah. I should be dead.
Yes. Tryndamere, by the way, has Berserker Greaves and a dagger. Or something like this. Tryndamere does not deal any damage. He is completely worthless. So if Renekton is human, he combos you. He also wasted his Q. Like, he wastes his Q, and if he combos you, then you will fucking die. And you're the one dealing damage. So if you're fucking dead, well then GG. So yeah, that's already fucking bad. But yeah, then you could kill Evelynn again, but you're trying to make her face check. But then anyways, we do a good fight in mid. And then we end up basing. Our teammates inted, which sucks a little bit, but I don't think that was the game-losing moment.
Yep.
But then now, we are really ahead and we need to use our lead. So here we go farm, which is fine, because your team is dead. This is a good farm timer. So we farm up. And then we go for Drake. Which looks fine to me. Jinx is coming. You're waiting while waiting for Jinx. That's fine. It's good. We get confirmation that they're on Herald, so we go in. That's good. You land a good ulti. everything here is fine. And then now we just need to do the same thing. We just need to establish control and vision and look to catch people off guard. And that's just how you end the game.
Yep.
But then we didn't, because we recalled, and then we went to look to farm, which is fine, because right now we shouldn't do anything, because we're waiting for Jinx. But then this guy ints, so you cover, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And then that stops Renekton from chasing. So now we should just wait for Jinx. And we should instead try to control and make picks.
Yeah. We overfarm. Yeah.
Yep. So like, even now we should look to just make sure we can push him in, and we should just ping and invade their jungle.
Yeah.
We should force fights. We should look for Tristana here. Like, how is she allowed to? Like, look at this. Look, how is Tristana allowed to show herself on mid wave when she has no turret here, here, or here?
Yeah.
Waves makes people int. People int for mini waves. That's just how it is. That's why when you want to end the game and make picks, you have to play around waves. Because enemy team is trying to kill your team here and here, and you should try to kill them as well. You're not gonna win this game now that you're already winning by taking this blue buff. So if you really wanted this blue buff, if you needed your blue buff to win the game, then you should have done that instead of helping Tryndamere earlier. But you can't do both. Because now we're just AFK farming, and we're not going to be able to close the game.
I see.
Here, like, enemy team is trolling. Look at them. Watch. They're walking up to your team here. It's a free fight. You guys have all ultis up.
I see.
Here, Tryndamere has push, free turret. You could just be here covering him. Your entire team would be allowed to walk up because you're escorting them. Remember, you're their front line. As Brand, I will never walk up here and ward now.
Yeah.
Because I'll just die. But if you're there, I can. Imagine how easy it is for Tryndamere to play. When there's a Warwick here, there's ward here, ward here. So easy, right? And then if Tryndamere and Renekton fights here, now you can go and catch some people and stuff if you want. If you don't want to fight the Renekton. But now we can't play the game. So now enemy gets to make picks, and then the game is lost.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Oh yeah, just one last question. Like, where do I go to get the coaching? Like, rewatch this? Is it on your Patreon or?
I mean, I will upload it on Patreon too, but I'll just send you a YouTube link.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, no,